I guess it's Portugal time.
Portugal time.
Okay, so we're now educating Darth on how to actually play the game, right?
Yes, we're educating Darth. That's the way around it should be.
Oh god, he already finished exploration ideas and I didn't even take an idea group on my own nation. Oh no 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 no.
Oh yeah. Your Sweden's gonna get shamed.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry, but
Rightfully so, I guess. Okay, let's see what Darth's actually doing.
My Kazan is equally trash, but I have the excuse of I didn't start with feudalism.
Also, you paid me money. Yeah. Portugal, he has diplomatic expenses. He's subsidizing Castile and Morocco a bit, so I guess he's staying safe in the New World. Also, very stable economy. Like, that's a lot of money, especially for Portugal.
That's very nice ducats early game. He has war reps, so I assume he's taken the Age of Discovery free, not war reps, war taxes. So I assume he's taking the Age of Discovery thingamadoodles.
Also, his crownland looks very nice. Like, no, it's not a mount that looks good, but he took all the things, and now he has...
He's taken the things. Yeah, New World Shadows. Look, there's nothing. There's
also building. I can't really tell him anything to do. He built all his workshops, and he's drowning in money. And also, he has a full idea group already. Like, yeah.
No, we're the mediocre players here to put the mediocre and mediocre strategists. And Darth is one of the best players on the server. I don't know what we can say.
Yeah, I'm really glad that he's not near me with a strong nation, and he's always peaceful in our games.
How?
Okay.
Where's he colonizing? I assume he's got colonies.
Yeah, I think that's might be the only issue he has is with the natives, because they are very hostile this game, I feel like. And he told me he can only colonize in Brazil and Argentina, if I'm not mistaken.
The natives have some kind of New World Pact, but they've divvied up most of the regions, but they've left, at least I believe Brazil, they left open for colonizers to say like, hey, this is your space. We'll leave you this.
If I'm not mistaken, Darth claims all of Brazil and Argentina, so good luck other colonizers, I suppose.
Are there any other colonizers?
I think Britain would be wanting to colonize.
What's Britain's first?
Yeah,
okay, so Britain's... That makes sense. They're just later to the punch then.
Morocco could...
Although it's still only 1478, so that's not slow in a regular game. We're just comparing it to Darth.
Yeah.
But I mean, also with a trash ruler.
Also, the colonizers can still go for Africa, I guess, and then try to fight the Indians. I think we should probably switch to nations we can actually talk a bit about.
Yeah.
Let's try to steal, maybe. Like, that could be better. He has less money. That's a good starting point.
Less money.
Also, not a low amount of money, but less money than Portugal.
Is that the... What war is that then, with Aragon? Do you want to check the...
It's a conquest of...
It's just a conquest.
Yeah, so it's not unified right now. But I think, like, I let the game run for a few months to check my trade things on Sweden. And the Iberian wedding happened, like, a few months after unpausing. So I think Castile can expect, after he pieced out, to have the Iberian wedding pretty soon. Like, the meantime, Britain should have been ticking up a lot recently.
Yeah, because there's no Aragon player.
Yeah, so we can still just get Aragon for free. Other than that, I don't think he's finished with his estates yet, from what I can tell. Like, I really don't know about the estates system, and we will get into that when we look at my Sweden. But I think, like, that's not the amount of icons you usually see in those fully try-hard build-up nations, but I can't tell you what he's missing.
No, I mean, you can click... it's not... I feel like I normally have a couple more clergy ones for loyalty, and then you just revoke them later.
He doesn't have the +1 admin.
He doesn't have... Yeah.
Also, it doesn't have the +1 Diplo. Well, that's a bit of an oversight, I'd say. I don't have any idea if there's a valid reason to do this, but I feel like you want 1 monarch pound per month.
I don't know. I mean, I assume it is. I always go for the monarch power ones first, and then start selling until you get 50 years before absolutism, and then you actually start trying to build up your estate land, crown land, to get decent absolutism. So if he's only got 12%, but only has the military one, I guess he sold land at some point for the cash monies.
I mean, it kind of, like, maybe some of them happened by event. I don't really know what happens to Castile in terms of estates, but I feel like he did take those clergy and burghers ones. And maybe he should have gone for the +1s instead, because I think you would want those monarch points.
What, in admin first?
Yeah.
Depend.
I mean,
I guess
not
it
before
depends
the
how much.
not before the mill one, but like take the +1
Okay.
mill, the +1 dip, and then the +1 admin, and not the 2 burger things here that don't, like, that's prestige from what I can tell.
You can take them all at once, you know.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have any crown land. Maybe he tried to get
No.
over a certain amount of crown land if you
Not
don't
all.
bottom it out.
You know, it's only a select few of the estates that cost crown land, right?
Okay, I really need to learn about the system, how it actually works.
The only major ones that cost crown land are the point ones and the governing capacity ones. I think they're the only ones that cost crown land.
True, you don't actually... Oh, yeah, I'm so stupid. That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
On like 11th of November, 1444, you almost always immediately take all of the ones that give you discounted advisors.
Could we just not look at estates on Sweden, please? I feel like that could be a bit embarrassing to do.
Yeah, dude, you take the ones because you get the advisor discounts and you get an increased loyalty baseline.
Okay, I know what I'm doing
cost,
next session.
For the cost of increased stab.
Oh,
and
noes.
then I take, generally, you've got a couple other ones that don't cross crown land and increase loyalty. They just remove absolutism, but that doesn't matter for like 200 years, so who cares?
Oh, yeah.
And then it makes it easier to revoke lands.
Thinking
so
about
you
it
can
does
get
make
the
a lot
ones
of
that
sense.
actually matter.
Yeah, let's see when we get to my estates. I'm
Well,
just
it's
looking
good-
at ideas right now. I think he's pretty well in terms of ideas. He has 3.
Yeah.
I don't see many with more than 4. Like, I only
And I
found
feel like
4
it's
at max.
useful to establish the skill level that this podcast is operating at.
Yeah, I mean,
by
we
the
really
by the
gave...
second country.
Yeah, we really showed people that I actually have no idea what I'm doing. But actually, I did check autonomy, and Castile is doing well on that. And that's one thing I can tell you Sweden is not. But we will get into that. Other than that, tech seems to be fine.
Yep, tech's fine.
Trade isn't
Everyone's
great, but I
hanging
don't
around
think it will ever be with Portugal around, and he probably has a deal with Portugal, given that he's getting subs from them.
Well, I mean, do you actually want to check the trade map mode?
Yeah, he basically has no control in Sevilla. It's 80% Portugal.
Yeah. Yeah, there must be some kind of deal going on there then.
And we can check if he's transferring trade to Portugal.
I presume so.
He's receiving trade power from both Morocco and Portugal, so from both Morocco and Castile. So I suppose that would be the trade deals he's allowed for his alliances. Yeah, I mean, makes total sense for Castile to not focus on trade. Portugal will be more efficient on that front.
What's Castile's first idea group then?
I think it's quantity.
Quantity's fine. Doesn't look like Castile's going for any major early game wars, so you may as well go quantity Diplo.
Yeah, especially because he's allied
Quantity
to Morocco,
Diplo?
so he'll have enough.
Quantity Eco.
Like, he's so safe on the southern border that I don't think France would want to go for him. Yeah, and with quantity eco, you can just dev up
France
Castile.
is also busy right now.
Yeah. Other than that, let's look at buildings. No workshops yet. Luckily, no churches either. And I suppose no trade makes sense.
Trade buildings would be real pointless right now.
Also no manpower, so basically no buildings is what you can say.
Okay, no nothing.
Which is basically meaning he doesn't have the money to do it right now. I'd imagine he spent most of it on armies and stuff.
Yeah, I want to get those workshops up there.
I mean, economy-wise, it's really not that great, I'd say. But it's okay.
It's not great, but he's transferring all his stuff for safety. I have no idea how many subs if Portugal's making 13 ducats, whilst Castile transfers all their trade, and Castile's down there making 1.5, they probably deserve a few more subs.
Yeah, actually that's true. If he makes, Castile makes 3.5 ducats from trade here. Question is how much control would he usually have? But I feel like you see Portugal having 20 ducats here from trade. Which
I don't have the math knowledge.
There's of course a bit more efficiency on there, but it seems like Castile could demand a bit more from Portugal here.
Yeah.
Especially because he's also keeping Portugal safe. So.
Yes.
Speaking
Still ask for more monies.
Speaking of that, I think who got a very better deal is Morocco, because Morocco is getting 3 ducats of subsidies for no trade control at all.
Yeah, Morocco's trade is not good. Morocco's not in a great spot. This is the part of the podcast where I get to repeat everything Castile said.
Can I just point out that Morocco has very nice unit models, though? Just want to say that. Nice apple shield you got there.
Yes. That's a fun unit model. Now, so Morocco is currently in this war with Songhai.
Oh yeah, that is not looking good.
It is not looking good for Morocco. The first thing I will point out is, do you remember all those nice mountain forts that Morocco starts with at the start of the game?
Oh no, he did not delete
Where'd they go?
Oh no, so even I know that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Also, why did Morocco conquer Granada if he's allied to Castile and he's not getting... Like, is he getting the land for Andalusia at some point? Or is this
I believe there's some kind of deal which allows him to form Andalusia that's gone on, but I'm not entirely sure.
But I mean, that's a lot of land to restate for Castile.
It is, yes. I don't know. I think that's what someone said in a tavern. But why would I pay attention to Morocco during the actual game?
Well, so one thing, Morocco, is you can upgrade your troops to the next version.
Yes.
Which you... Oh, actually, am I stupid here? No. It's actually infantry. Yeah, you definitely want to upgrade your infantry.
Definitely, yeah.
And, like, you could also just step up instead of being in negative stability.
Yeah, what's his tech?
It's 4, so he's... Like, he could, of course, save up for the idea group, but I would go to 0 step. Like...
Mine, yeah... I'm torn because
he doesn't have manpower.
Ideas. He has no manpower. He's deleted his forts. His economy, he can take way fewer loans than Songhai right now.
Honestly, his economy is on the brink of being unsalvageable by himself without going bankrupt. Because if you have 7 ducats in interest compared to 18 ducats in income, if you're generous. Yeah.
He is going to go bankrupt before Songhai, almost certainly, and he's deleted all of his mountain forts to hide behind.
Yeah, I mean, he can take 23 loans, and he has 10 already.
Yeah, there's a single thing I want to know with Songhai, is because Songhai's tag can't see Morocco right now. It's all fog of war. And all of the forts are hidden, and I really want to know if Songhai has twigged that Morocco's destroyed all his forts, and they can... Like, I really want to know if Songhai is just tiptoeing around forts that don't exist anymore.
Can I just say one thing? Get rid of the fucking capital ships. Why on earth would you have 3 heavies with this economy? I mean, sure, they are mothballed, but still, you're paying 1.6 ducats on your navies, and like 1 ducat of that is still your mothballed navy.
On the one hand, you want to control the Straits of Gibraltar, and I don't believe they're an inland sea. On the other hand, he's allied with the 2 powers right now that might otherwise take the Straits of Gibraltar.
The thing is, he is not controlling the Straits of Gibraltar with 3 heavies. Not against Portugal, not with that income especially. Like, if Portugal wants to take the Straits, he can build 5 more heavies. And if England wants to come around and use his missions to conquer Gibraltar, you have no way of stopping the English navy, especially... Like, not out there.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. If you wanted to keep those heavies around so you don't lose it immediately, someone comes sailing over. But when your economy is on the brink like this, and the straits are a non-factor right now, you probably want to delete them.
Actually, an interesting question. What tier 3 reform would you take here? The monthly autonomy change or promoted cultures? I don't know how many cultures there actually are in his region, but I mean, if he wants to be in West Africa, I guess promoted cultures could be helpful.
I've gotten flamed for taking the autonomy one in the past. But early game, you don't control that many cultures, typically.
Did your autonomy ever look like that in your whole country, though?
When I played Jerusalem, yes. Yes, it did. Flipping religion can really tank it if you don't pay attention.
But also, I feel like since they got rid of that corruption thing from swapping around in...
Yes, this is the point I was going to make, is you don't really need the +2 accepted cultures this early that often. And it only costs 50 governing capacity, government points or whatever they're called, to change.
Oh god, speaking of autonomy, I have a...
So I'd take, if you have, if you're pretty monocultural and you need to be getting autonomy down, I would take the autonomy change, and then when you reach the age bonus for having 5 accepted cultures, I'd flip it then.
I mean, you do have to remember that. I probably wouldn't, but yeah.
Well, remembering it is a different issue. But if you're being optimal, you're going to assume that your memory's half decent, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. So he should probably do what you just said. I mean, I'm just looking at his autonomy right now. He could also use it to tick down in some regions, like even in his homelands like Haha and Marrakesh. He has like 30% local autonomy.
Yes.
Which is not optimal if you want to not go bankrupt.
Yeah, if you're looking at bankruptcy like that, you probably want to reduce it. Like rebels are going to be rebels, I guess.
Also, I mean, I might get flamed for saying this, but I wouldn't have this many advisors while in a war and about to go bankrupt because of it.
Morale of armies? Yes, definitely keep it.
Yeah, keep that. Or get the discipline one, maybe.
I think morale is still better, but I don't know enough Metmiller, sorry.
Also, especially this king is good, so you don't really...
I would absolutely fire the dip and admin one at this point.
You don't have the money to spend on that.
He's paying that much for missionary strength. Is he converting anything right now?
Yeah, he is. And okay, what's he...
Oh, is he going to need Bardi? When did that happen?
Oh, he actually is a Bardi.
He's a Bardi. So he does... Okay, so he has an entire country to convert. I would still fire the advisor right now when you're this on edge.
Also, like, the time isn't that high even without the advisor. I got rid of him here, and like, it's not great to have 20 months, but I suppose it's fine.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, like, it's not... Also, I feel like the returns of having the advisor are getting diminished as, like, the more you get towards, like, 10 months or something of conversion time.
Something like that.
Okay, so basically upgrade your troops, fix your economy, get rid of a few advisors. Maybe back someone for a loan, a player that you can pay back afterwards to get rid of the loans you actually have in-game, because the interest is crippling you.
Some kind soul needs to keep Morocco afloat, otherwise they're going to lose this war very quickly.
Yeah, maybe do a deal with Portugal where you ask him to repay your loans and you will pay him the same amount later. Like, that should be possible for you.
But
just
they're pretty on edge to losing this war, and if they lose this war, Songhai takes their gold mine, and then their economy's properly gonna be in the trash.
Yeah, especially because he's already, like, where's he going to go after this?
He said that he has some grand master plan. I just don't know what it is.
So what are all those trade ships? He's just having it's just 14 trade ships sitting off the shore, wasting sailors and not doing anything. Also, he's building more trade ships, but why is he building trade ships if Portugal is doing the trading?
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Like
Trade ships can.
he doesn't need the trade influence. Like Safi node really doesn't matter because it only goes to where Portugal is collecting from him.
Trade ships can be very cost effective. Not in this situation.
Yeah, not if you don't collect your own trade.
Can Morocco pirate stuff?
Well, probably Sevilla, but
no, like don't they have it in their ideas?
Could.
Check their national ideas. I think they can raid coast.
Yeah, they can raid coasts, but like, do you need that many ships for that?
No, you don't. I don't think so.
And you don't need them in like off your own coast to do it. I mean, that's the thing of Morocco. If you just ally the countries next to you, you also have a very limited raiding options now. Because, well, where can you go? You can go through Genoa, I guess. And then, like, around the southern half of Italy. That's basically where you can go.
Yeah, but also Naples is allied to them in this war.
Oh, yeah, that makes it even... Like, that's not a good income source, then. Actually, we can check, how did he raid? Can we see that maybe in Savoy? That's not raided. He didn't raid.
He has not raided.
Oh. Yeah, you should probably raid if you're about to go bankrupt.
Morocco is playing 5D chess right now.
Yeah,
I have no idea what they're doing. What? It's the forts that get me. It's really...
the mountain forts like never delete a mountain fort basically.
You're really sweating over that couple ducats a month for the mountain forts, which are incredibly useful. And
like,
then
especially in this region.
But you still have the diplomatic advisor hired?
Yeah, like, especially if you're sitting in a region where if Songhai can't cross your mountain forts, he will have to spread out his army through this shitty land down here with deserts and highlands and stuff, where reinforcement limits are very low. So even, especially late game, you'll get...
Fun fact though, I think it's Saura. That province has weirdly high supply limit, because it's got cows, which increase supply. Castile told me this like a couple days ago, obviously.
Oh, yeah, that's surprisingly high for desert.
Surprisingly high. Desert has a
that's only
high
13.
rate and then counts another modifier. So,
but to be fair, actually, let's go down to Songhai, I think, because that's
way too much time looking at Morocco. Like,
we can just check what Songhai is doing on his side of the war. Actually,
Songhai has more manpower.
He has also more troops, period. So
yeah, more manpower, more troops, more loan capacity,
more money. Also,
there's nice Malian gold mines.
Less loans, from what I can tell. Yeah, he has only 8 loans, while Morocco has 10, and also Morocco's all worth more. So he has 800 in debt, and Morocco is 1,500. And he can take up to... Yeah,
he can take way more loans.
Yeah, so Songhai can play this for the long game.
Yes. And Morocco can't play this for the long game, especially as
also, he fired his golden era.
That's understandable.
Yeah, I mean...
If you really want to win this war early, which you probably do.
I mean, he's losing a lot of money right now, and I don't know, like, I feel like he should be a bit more aggressive spending this much money on his merc company and stuff.
He probably is. I mean, we can't see the gameplay.
Yeah, but I mean, that merc company is sitting...
That merc company has almost certainly just been hired if it's standing right there.
Oh yeah, that could be. Although it's supposed to be on... Where are the Dahomey Amazons? Oh yeah, that's almost that. Region? If it's low on manpower, you might want to get rid of it, if I'm not mistaken. Like, there's no reserve yet, and you're still paying for all of that.
Oh, probably. Yeah, that would make sense. He can take the free war taxes. Free war taxes.
Yeah, right. He could take free war taxes and just apply them instantly.
Yep.
Also, of course, swimming in gold. That's why his economy is doing so well.
Of course.
As you would expect from a Songhai. I don't see much. Actually, what are his ideas like? He's trying to go for quality.
Quality, can take it immediately.
Is he, I think he's 1 mil tech behind, though. Yeah, he's 1 mil tech behind Morocco right now.
He is, but he's not that far off 7.
Yeah, he's not.
And
But he will take a
and
while to
Songhai
get to
and
it.
Songhai starts off with better military ideas.
Yeah,
So which can
like he has the
equal
inf
it
combat
out.
in there. That will definitely help.
Yeah, which is just nicer. But yeah, from the looks of it, Songhai can push straight into the Moroccan gold mine and tank
Oh,
that
also,
economy very
that's
quickly.
a march in a desert. That will help him if Morocco ever comes around to actually pushing into his lands.
Yes.
Who declared this war, actually? Oh, Morocco declared this war. Oh, that's...
Morocco's going all in, and it doesn't seem like it's working.
yeah, that's interesting. Let's see what autonomy is like. Well, not great in every province, but looking
great.
good enough, I think.
Probably newly conquered land.
Yeah. I don't have much more to say about Songhai, I think. Like, if you have an economy that's just depending on gold and you're in a war right now, what am I supposed to say? It seems like you're winning.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have more nations down here, right? In Western Africa.
Not in West Africa, no.
Okay, I think then probably Naples next. If we stay in like this conflict, which Naples apparently is also part of.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm not sure if Naples is actually going to help Morocco much in this. Right now it seems like he started a war to conquer Tunis instead.
Yeah, I don't think... apparently Naples isn't in a great position either.
I mean, Italy is very packed with players.
I listened to Castile, and I can't remember what he said, but it was very convincing about Naples not doing great.
Oh, I mean, we can see for ourselves. He has 7 loans. Yeah, not optimal. Also, his income is not great.
No.
Especially trade is surprisingly low in this region. Although, to be fair, he doesn't
Naples
have the
is...
trade centers that Sicily brings with it. Not much control in Genoa. And also, Genoa is not worth much, really, right now. I mean, it's worth...
Genoa's
okay,
11 decades. It's decent for the early game.
It's decent, but you don't control much of it, so it's just okay. Like, if you have 13% of that, a node like Baltic could even be better than that if you control 50% of it.
What I do know is Naples apparently went to war with Byzantium and then didn't take anything, which feels
That seems
sad.
like a weird play, yeah.
Apparently he wanted to vassalize them. Byzantium cost 101% to vassalize, so they went, and didn't take anything? Which I don't understand. You could take...
I don't either. And also, like...
I don't think the trade setup's ideal for you making use of that land. It's on... Check the trade nodes. It's in Ragusa.
You can get Ragusa over to
It can
Genoa,
go into Genoa.
But Ragusa isn't a great
It's
node to
not
start
a good
with.
trade node. But
although what could be a thing is that
it can be used.
having outposts in Greece can help you with projecting control over to Alexandria, I guess, if you're sending ships and stuff to get his trade flowing to where you want it.
Yeah. Okay, so Naples having Greece isn't like a terrible idea. He just didn't do it.
Also,
swing and a miss.
What is Sicily? Oh, that's the Papal State. Yeah,
Papal vassal.
That's something that Naples definitely won't like, because he's pretty sure he would want to be 2 Sicilies.
Naples would definitely want Sicily. Sicily's ideas are pretty... 2 Sicilies' ideas are pretty good.
So the Pope is allied to Switzerland and Florence, so basically an northern huckbox in Italy. That's not good for Naples, especially diplomatically. If he's allied to who?
No, they're being locked out of Sicily.
Oh, and those allies won't really help in the region. England, Castile, and Morocco, those are good allies to have, but I don't see them fighting a war here with all those nations really in the region and really able to send all they have into a war to protect Naples.
English alliance is a weird one. I wonder how... Because England... France and... I guess England has integrated itself into the French alliance bloc.
Yeah.
But Naples isn't allied with France.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a helpful alliance if France wanted to help Naples, but England?
Because there's currently a war that France is in over Savoy. Man, there's a wild network of wars going on right now.
Is Savoy a player?
Yeah.
I don't have him on the roster.
Savoy was a last-minute player.
Oh. Okay, so the roster... Like, I have the roster for the current session, and I don't see him.
I copy-pasted it from Thursday roster, and it says Savoy's being played by @Bluark.
Okay, well...
Butchered
I
that.
suppose we have a Savoy, or maybe
Savoy's
maybe he
definitely
left.
a player.
Maybe he left because, like, after the session, because of how this is looking, with minus
That
50%.
is possible.
Yeah, so in terms of Naples, yeah, you need... That's basically a diplomatic game now. You need to find people to fight Pope with. Unless you have some other plan, you find someone to take over Mamluks with or something. Or maybe you form Greece or form Byzantium. But Mamluks will also contest that if you try, so...
Yeah, the Ottomans are a nice, tasty meal for you to feast on now there.
Yeah, but that does also antagonize Austria towards you, which could be valuable against the Italians, so...
It's possible you antagonize Austria, but it's EU4. When you can't do nothing and expect no one
that's
to do
true. He
anything.
does need to expand somewhere, and definitely that land in Byzantium. He just shouldn't overreach in Greece, I think, because that will make more enemies than friends, like Mamluks and Hungary.
You choose someone to be friendly with and piss off the other person, but you need to do something as Naples right now, I think.
And you could try to be friendly towards Mamluks, I suppose, if you promise not to steal a trade from Alexandria. Like, it's a good income source to steal the trade from there, and it's easy to steal it, but maybe that could be a good ally to stabilize yourself in this region.
Yes. But Morocco, I don't think is going to be helpful unless a 5D mad chess play comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't think Naples should actually help in Morocco, because he should really try to be safe where he is. Also, he has a mountain fort. That's an impressive feat.
Yes.
Oh, but no mill advisor.
I was going to say, if you're not fighting a player war, that's not strictly necessary, but he is fighting a player war, so...
Also, like, mill points are kind of nice. If you have a mill idea group. Just saying.
Yeah, no, you want mill. You want mill. Get mill, especially since you've taken the first idea group. Go get mill.
I think we just continue up Italy now.
Sure.
Papal State. Okay, I think I'll find him the big baddie of Italy. Now looking at this. Okay, so he's killing Savoy, from what I can tell. This amount of troops doesn't look healthy. That's like 40k, and just look over at France. Oh, where are all the French troops there? So
Italy does have the advantage of starting with a metric ton of mercenary companies at the game start.
Those are very expensive, to be fair.
All that manpower.
Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. He does have a lot of loans.
How many?
29 loans.
29 out of 67.
Surprisingly low interest for that.
Not bad, but not good.
Oh yeah, his loans are a bit smaller than Morocco's were. I mean, it's not great. His income isn't great either.
Committed to this war.
Yeah, he definitely wants to win here, which is surprising because I feel like it's more like a Switzerland thing.
Who are the players in the war?
It's
like which countries?
It's Switzerland, Florence, and Pope against France and Savoy.
France and Savoy.
I feel like not all is lost for Savoy here. Like, they have this mountain pass that they should probably be able to hold. And then there's France behind it, and France does have a lot of troops. Like, there's with all the vessels running around. Question is how Savoy is looking economically. And
does France march them, or are they integrating them? Just vassals.
Yeah, he's vassals, so I suppose he's trying to integrate them, or he's doing neither, which would be a bit weird. But I mean, still the amount of troops, just looking at the amount, is looking good for France. Although France is in a battle without a general right now, and there's...
Is there another general march?
No.
Provence shouldn't be enemy territory, so they can give him one there. Oh, look, there's a nice 3-shot you can throw in
Okay,
there.
so also there's this general, so you should probably get this one over here. I don't think they would flank into here.
No, they've occupied that fort province, though.
It is annoying, but it's not a mountain fort, at least.
It's not the end of the world, but
It's very
I mean,
annoying,
because
that's for sure.
Switzerland, Florence, Pope are evidently committing everything to this war. Is France.
Total depth of 2,400 and can take
Only
up to 32.
Only 32 lines. That seems low for France.
I mean, they are a lot bigger, of course, but
Yeah, still.
I mean, just in terms of army quantity, I think it would be looking okay for France here.
Quantity French. The French don't have Elan yet.
That's true, yeah.
Papal took quality.
Yeah, so he will have the better troops, but fewer of them.
Yeah.
He's doing the right thing with his advisors, just go
Discipline.
for the mill advisor there. That's a nice area. I mean, it can work out. I wouldn't want to call a winner in this war right now. Both alliances could win it, but I mean, what's good is
Both
that
alliances could win.
they're holding each other in balance, I feel like, and also they're holding each other back a bit, which is good for Naples again, because then he has chances to do something against Papal State himself if he finds a proper ally to do it with.
I feel like if Switzerland and Florence have also taken quality ideas, I probably bet on the troop quality.
Switzerland is quantity,
And
Florence is quality finished.
Quality.
Oh, that's very impressive.
Finish quality is very nice right now.
Yeah.
I'd bet on the Italian alliance winning this, but it's not set in stone.
I mean,
just because you do have the entire might of France behind you.
Also,
it's not looking good for Savoy.
You do have mountain forts in your way though too. Like that's a mountain on the capital. That's another mountain. You can make.
Well, you don't get the defensive bonuses on the capital because it's only the capital.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's true. But you could just sit there. To be fair, like you could have a stack on the capital. Like you're not pushing anywhere. And I feel like a sitting game is something that France can very well win here with his economic base, especially considering that England
France
probably
can win,
has a
but
stack.
France isn't the first person in the war.
Yeah,
Savoy
but
is
I
the
think
war
like
target.
if France asks England really nicely, I think like Savoy should be able to be funded here.
Why would England fund Savoy?
If he likes France.
Yeah, look, it's possible, but I don't know. I wouldn't go for it. And the Italian bloc can probably, if they win that battle, the Italian bloc can just sit on the Italian side of the Alps, take the capital. They don't even need to push through any more mountains, because they take the capital and then they could start stab hitting Savoy.
But what can you stab it for?
They don't need to push into France.
That won't be big stab hits though, I feel like. Although even like just Genoa would be a big blow to Savoy, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's swap over to that's Lan, right? Swap over to Florence and see what they are doing. Losing money, as you'd expect. Losing lots of money, actually. 28 loans, but can take up to 90.
90. How many have they taken so far, then?
28.
So they're a third of the way to bankruptcy.
Also, they're losing a third of a loan each month without reinforcing right now because they're in a battle.
Yeah, that's still a good couple years of staying power at least.
What's interesting, though, is that we can see from here that Papal State is going bankrupt after this. So's Florence, so's probably Switzerland. So if Naples times an attack right there, there's not much to stop him, really. Like, that entire alliance is going to go bankrupt after this war.
Depends on the state of the Neapolitan alliance.
True, but in the end...
You're not right. It's an opportunity for Naples.
Especially if it's just about
it's one they probably need to take.
Like if you If you just push over, like, you have 5 years of bankruptcy, right?
I think Rome has the only fully functioning galley navy in the Mediterranean right now. I think the Neapolitan navy loses to the Papal States.
Actually, navies is something we didn't look at much. Yeah, 27.
Come to think of it, I have no idea how bankruptcy affects naval morale. Yeah, 27 isn't something you're going to punch through in a hurry this early game.
One thing with forts like this is that you can just on the first day of the war get over there. Also, Aragon does still own provinces on Sicily, so like if you call Castile into this after they got the Iberian wedding, you can just start the war with troops here.
Yes, and then the Pope could trap your troops on Sicily and occupy your capital without even fighting a battle.
Yeah, but you don't need many troops here. The Pope isn't going to land any troops. He doesn't have the transport ships to do it. He has 10 transports. So if you just siege down those two provinces and siege that down, and then, like, if he's bankrupt, that's what I'm saying. If he's bankrupt and Naples attacks, just gets one, like, 10k stack from Castile to deal with Sicily, and he pushes over a bankrupt Pope here, Sicily can just use his 10k stack to get the fort.
It's possible, but that feels like a plan which, if it goes wrong at any step, it goes wrong very badly. It depends what kind of a risk-taking player you are, I think.
It depends, but Naples has to take risks. So if Castile is like allowing 10k to be a bit threatened, but honestly, I don't think they would be too threatened with a bankrupt Pope that doesn't have more than 10 transport ships.
It's something. You're not wrong.
Yeah, so I think we were at Florence actually before I had this divergence up to taking Sicily again. I mean, obviously Florence will look good in ideas and tech, but that's a very good looking idea.
It's really nice having a filled out quality.
Yeah. Also, trade is looking good for him. He's doing better in the.
Oh, that's very nice trade. Very nice quality.
Not so nice bankruptcy, though.
A war you have a decent chance at winning.
Yeah, also, he has things to gain from that war, which Pope, for me at least, doesn't seem to have. Like, he can get Genoa, he can get the trade here, gobble up even more.
I assume if they're allied, they are probably going to try and split things along the Venice-Genoa axis.
Yeah, that would make sense. Although Switzerland is also leaking into Italy. So I don't know how that will turn up the mix here.
I wonder if that alliance will hold forever between those three players.
They are very cramped for players of their caliber. So.
Yeah. They either need to find other people's land to explode into, or they are going to
like
be
I suppose
Papal
State is counting on getting all of Naples, which is might not be wrong about, but even then, that's not enough land for someone to be happy for the entire game. I could also see Austria getting an enemy here at some point, because like he's also coming into Italy right now.
There is almost certainly no way that Austria stays at peace with the Italians forever. The Italians are going to want, especially Switzerland particularly. Switzerland is still dividing Austrian land right there.
That's true.
With the two like extras.
Yeah,
Austria
starts with in the west. Actually, speaking of Switzerland, I feel like it's just the same for Florence as we said for Rome. They're in total war mode, and I think we find similar in Switzerland. A lot of alliances, a lot of mill axes.
Still has manpower, which is a nice sign.
Mill axes in Baden and Bavaria and all those places. What is
there other HRE shenanigans going on?
There's not any war he's in. I don't see.
That doesn't mean there aren't HRE shenanigans.
Yeah, but why does he need access in Bavaria?
I have no idea. So almost at second idea group, decent way through quantity. Got Miltech 7. So his tech is looking healthy.
Not a lot of loans.
Was he hiring a level? Only 3 loans. Was he hiring a level 2 advisor there?
Yeah, and admin. But
That's
okay, but what is
those
he
are
doing with
cheaper.
what is he doing with his dip power? Why is he getting mill access everywhere? Why does he want mill access in Strasbourg and Baden?
I have absolutely no idea. Apart from the fact, I know I'm always terrible at remembering to revoke military access.
But not to this amount. Like he's losing 4 Diplo points each month to this.
You'd be surprised at how bad I can be.
It's very impressive, but you probably want to get rid of some mill access here, Epic.
Probably. He's got some nice cheap advisors right now, though.
Yeah, that's true. Like
He must have had a couple events for like that. Yeah, Dip one's half price. On top of his estate discounts.
I mean, his economy is also still looking pretty good for the war he's in.
Yeah. This is a pretty decent Switzerland.
And he has a lot to gain from this war. Like, that's exactly the enemy he wants to be fighting. With the courts on Savoy, he's probably getting those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, going well for Switzerland, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Just not diplomatically. Then France as the last participant in this war.
Yeah.
Well, we looked at him briefly before, but you don't want that. Okay, so he's going for morale. I guess he can afford to have all those advisors, although he is losing a lot of money. A lot of money, actually.
Mm-hmm. What's his tech and ideas like?
667 for tech.
That's nice.
And just 2 ideas.
2 into quantity, so could be better, could be worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay, obviously, but he's comparing to some of the best technological countries in the world.
He is, and there's going to be a disadvantage in quality for a while. France isn't going to get that tasty elan for a bit.
Although, to be fair to France, it does have a lot of manpower recovery that like countries like Switzerland just can't do.
You're not wrong, but my instincts still say that this isn't looking great. Because Italy just has way more. There's like a bunch of Italian mercenary companies at the start of the game.
Oh, actually, there's 60k coming in there, right? That puts them up to 80k, and France has what to defend? 30, 40, 50, 60, 70.
I don't think this looks
Definitely
great
less.
for them.
Definitely less, and I think the battle is not great. It started off bad without a leader.
Yeah. I mean, if Savoy loses this war, Savoy is screwed. France can lose this war and still have room to bounce back. Especially if they're allied with England.
Especially because like France can also eat land from Savoy then, if he wants to.
Yeah. Is France and Spain allied right now?
I don't
I wonder what the diplomacy between them is. Because the northern flank is secure.
It's just England and Savoy.
England, Savoy. If Castile finished up the war with Aragon, got the Iberian wedding, and then went for France, they'd be in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
Coming immediately out of this war.
Yeah, it's true. But I don't know if Castile would want to do that necessarily, because it does put Italians at his doorstep soon after.
Yeah, but you can negotiate.
You can
I don't
try
know.
to.
I'm just spitballing.
Okay, other than that, I guess, yeah, war exhaustion is to be expected here for France. Obviously, no free to speak about for him. What's autonomy doing? No real amounts of it. Just in a few provinces.
Few provinces.
Yeah, 2 provinces.
Is there any reason to not state them right now?
Not really, you could just state them, but I think he's not coring other provinces already, which could make sense. Yeah, he's about to get his second idea group.
But the next idea group he's going to take is probably eco anyway.
That's true.
Which is more admin. And you probably want those cores for the economy whilst you're fighting a war like this. I would still core them. He has 600 points in the bank. I think he could state the other thing, core this lot, and still not be too far behind in taking Idea Group 7,
Yeah,
which is
it's
realistically going to be Eco anyway.
Yeah, it's true. He will definitely take eco, so would make sense.
Unless we have a fun colonial France. We don't see enough colonial France. I mean,
it's
I
not
don't
a great
think
spot
colonial.
to be colonial in.
It's a
because-
terrible spot to be colonial in, but we don't see enough colonial France.
Yeah,
It's not good. It would be a colonial France is kind of a meme game, but it would be fun to see a proper Quebec.
like the thing is with colonial is just you do or you don't commit to it. If you could do it half-assed like you could do in single player where you just, oh yeah, I'm going to take Explore and I'm colonizing like 3 provinces and fighting a few wars there, it's fine. But
Look,
that's not something you can do
I
in
am
MP.
100% aware of all of the flaws in going colonial France. That doesn't mean I don't want to see someone do it.
To be fair, yeah, it would be cool to see colonial France. Yeah, I mean, other than that, no rebel problems to speak of, so he just needs to keep fighting his war down there. Here, let's jump up to his ally in England. This is going to be such a long podcast, I just realized.
You're now royalizing how Kaiser ends up making 2-hour podcasts.
It's surprisingly easy, especially if you have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, what's he doing? Okay, so he can tech up, but probably doesn't want to do it right now, because why would he need mail tech? He can get the colonists, but he doesn't have anything discovered yet, so also that's nothing he needs to take immediately. Oh, he is in debt, though. Why? What did... like, from Burgundy?
Probably Burgundy.
Okay, so he's not supporting Savoy. That was a false claim. That's a lot of debt. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
It's a lot of debt, but
he'll be
if
able
you
to pay
have-
it off, but...
if you have control of the English Channel...
Oh, actually, I take it back. He is solving Savoy already. And we never talked about Savoy. That's maybe something we should do afterwards.
we should probably...
Actually, just jump into Savoy first, because it kind of makes sense to stay with the other nations here. So, okay, obviously,
one more at a time.
Savoy does not have loans. Which
my
is probably because
So,
of England. But that
England
also
is
means he could-
absolutely keeping Savoy afloat.
Yeah, but it also means, oh, he doesn't have any troops.
Oh, that's indicative of a stack wipe. That's sad.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Savoy.
And he put his land maintenance down, which...
If you...
Did they stack wipe him at the beginning of the war and he didn't rebuild, or... Why would his
did the war
land
start?
maintenance be down? Did he put it down after his army got wiped? But why?
Or did his army get wiped because he put his maintenance down thinking he was safe behind the walls or something? Well, this is a mystery.
But no one puts
But-
his maintenance down during war.
But you should probably build an army, my dude.
Yes, I mean, he doesn't
You
have
have-
manpower
you have-
to do it with.
You are in a war for your life. You have 300 ducats, and you have no army.
Oh, also the land force limit. You probably want to get discipline on...
You definitely. You.
this-
I think you want to go into loans
This,
even.
this can't be AI,
get-
right? And
No, AI wouldn't make. AI would start building another army immediately. It wouldn't put its maintenance down in war.
But if you're doing so well on money, why aren't you building mercs? Just go ahead and like build your merc companies, dude.
Well, this is a total mystery.
Okay, I've no idea what to even build an army.
13 more exhaustion. That's starting to get into painful territory.
I mean, you can pay it down right now, but he...
It's only dip. You don't have gold mines to sink it into. It's fine.
Yeah, so my advice for Savoy is build an army, and I think we're going back to England.
Savoy is playing 2D chess.
Yeah, I have 1D chess, actually. You probably don't need too many military leaders as England.
You don't.
Why would you?
You don't need 3.
Yeah, you don't need actually, especially not that shitty at leaders. Why on earth would you need that? You don't. Why?
It has siege.
Yeah, but that one
If
has siege too, and he's not sieging more than one fort. With what army is he going to do that?
What you really don't need is you don't need that admiral and that explorer.
I mean, he can use the explorer, of course, if he's exploring, which I suppose this fleet is supposed to.
Yeah, what I mean is fire the admiral. You have an explorer.
Yeah, that's very
explorers
true.
can multitask.
Especially because the explorer is better at commanding a navy than this guy he is. Actually, this guy is so shit, it doesn't really matter if he exists or not. And it's the same, like, get rid of that guy, and save your...
You want to get down for 3 one way or the other. I would maybe have fired the poor 5 maneuver 1 shock general before I fired the guy with siege. Even if the guy with siege was useless in battle.
Yeah, but you have another guy with siege. I don't think England is going to get into a situation where he's sieging 2 forts at the same time that are time relevant.
Has England gotten to its idea group yet? Oh no, it took exploration.
Yeah, it took Explorer, and also he has a level 3 advisor with a focus on Diplo, so he's really committed to that one.
You have 855 dev. You could reroll for at least a 2-shot general. With that amount of power.
But I wouldn't do it right now because what for?
Okay, you don't need to right now. You could start sinking that into dev somewhere.
Also, you could take your tech.
Oh, you can. Okay. You can save. That's fair. Save it to take tech. Once it's reached the.
Okay, so I would suggest maybe lower your subsidies to Savoy if he's not building an army. Just saying
Savoy
the guy is making 13
if Savoy
ducats.
is throwing, there's no point sending money.
Yeah,
to
like
him.
your subs aren't needed there. He's making enough money, or he's saving all the money on his army.
Something must be going on with Savoy that we are unaware of.
Yeah, like we shouldn't be shaming Savoy too much, but like England could really well use this money himself because he needs to get rid of those loans.
Mm-hmm. Savoy looks like a country that got their army stat wiped and then went AFK for an hour.
Yeah, like at the beginning of the Water Army got stack wiped, and Savoy just said, "Ah, yeah, fuck it."
I can see that happening.
And other than that, I think England is just prone to dev up that land into insanity, which he probably already started doing.
Presumably.
All those nice
rename Derby to Nottingham. Nottingham is a proud city. We have we have Robin Hood, and Derby is a burning trash fire. There we go.
Okay.
Top 2.
Well, seems fine. Could take more land, I guess.
Yeah, poor no nobility.
Yeah, no nobles sucks a bit. What's the parliament doing right now?
It's
manpower. Fair enough.
If you needed manpower, sure. If you get the advisor cost reduction from Parliament can be really, really good because you can stack that with a bunch of other stuff.
Also, the extra colonist obviously is a good choice if you're going to colonize.
Extra colonist growth is good. The advised one's really good off the top of my head. You can take manpower if you really need manpower at a specific moment. I think that's fine.
I wonder if he's going to go Anglican, because I kind of like Anglican, but no one else does.
I really like Anglican. You get a free money button.
Great. Yeah, the free money button,
wonderful.
The death cost reduction, it's good.
Yeah. It's not great for fighting wars, but honestly...
Is England great for fighting wars? No, it isn't.
Last game, Kaiser called my England trash last game, but I thought it was alright. Because you can spend an awful lot of time sitting in your island boosting professionalism. You can get a fairly decent... Like, you're not destined to have a garbage army as Great Britain. You're never going to have Prussian Space Marines, but you can take Anglicanism and still not have trash, garbage, no good troops.
Yeah, I mean, also, like, doesn't Great Britain have discipline in their ideas and stuff?
Yeah,
I mean, you can have a decent enough army
something.
as Great Britain, but just need a lot of other idea groups. Is think what keeps Britain back, because you kind of need that naval thing. So it's good actually we banned naval for a Britain player because he doesn't have to take it to keep his island safe.
Yes.
And also trade is something you want, especially with Holland around. Although I think he's friendly with Holland from what I've noticed. Like he didn't take anything there at least.
He took Bruges and Ghent, though,
But
which
that's
Holland...
not from Holland, but yeah, Holland won't like
It's
it.
not from Holland, but it's probably land Holland once.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, Holland is not in a good
It's-
position to control the trade
I
here.
think it was... I think Holland was friendly with Burgundy,
Yeah, apparently
and
so, if he's
England
still in
and
the
France
EU.
went and crushed Holland and Burgundy. I think is what happened.
Actually, speaking of Burgundy, we can just hop over there.
Speaking of, Stormy still looks like she has every intention to continue with Burgundy.
Which is
Which
very
is-
impressive.
Admirable.
I mean, it's not
If not
entirely
a
lost.
bit
You can
stubborn.
make like a Belgium roleplay out of it.
Sorry, what's Belgium? I was unaware of
that's
this
not a
word.
thing. I just remembered. A Flanders and Wallonia roleplay.
South Netherlands.
Yeah, loans are to be expected in this situation. Also, the income is really shit. That's also to be expected.
Oh, that is a painful income. You're not wrong. Yeah, you'd expect it.
I mean, she lost all the good lands down here, right? So, to be
Lost
expected.
all of actual Burgundy proper. Is now a rump state in Greater Luxembourg.
Is also a part of the empire now. So, that's at least a somewhat.
And I
safe.
believe Austria is going for like a super roleplay diplomacy.
Yeah,
So
that's a
putting
chance
yourself
to-
under the umbrella of the Archery may well mean Austria might come defend her. So
Yeah, I mean,
all
you
is not
can-
lost.
And also, there's land to conquer around here. You can go for Liège and Gelre.
Still technically have Brabant.
Yeah, I mean, you can
I have to imagine France
supported
is
by
going to come
Denmark
back
and Aragon. Yet the Denmark thing
at some point for
will
round
probably
two.
be fixed. Aragon is going to be fixed, so Brabant will be back to loyal soon, I guess.
Mhm.
I mean,
It
if they
could be worse.
yeah, it could be worse. I think it's survivable at least, and it's good that she stays around because you can salvage this.
She might. I would say there's a 35% chance that Burgundy survives next session. It's not a nothing number. The odds aren't in your favor, but I admire anyone who sticks around.
I mean, I think it's actually not that bad. Because what's the difference between this Burgundy and, let's say, Cologne that expanded to border France?
There are two major powers directly coming for your jugular. I think that's the major difference.
We'll see. We'll see. Could be interesting to see what Burgundy does. But if Austria is not too busy elsewhere, I feel like Burgundy could have a shot at maintaining what it has.
Yeah.
I mean, we do need to integrate these people at some point, though. Although France won't like that neither.
We shall see.
We shall see, yeah. Also take the nobility thing if you have more crown land to redistribute. Oh, let's switch over to the vessel. Well, no advisors is a bit weird for someone that should have money. But expanding at least, so that's...
Do they have money right now? Yeah, they looks like they're expanding, which is good.
I mean, they
should
have enough
have
money.
They should have one advisor. They
Yeah.
should either have. They should have a mill advisor.
Oh,
They've got exploration too.
That's actually probably good, because it could mean that England would be interested in keeping them around because they would get more money into the channel for them.
I tried that last game and it didn't really work out the way I'd hoped.
It always depends on the player.
I think as England, you really do want dominance of the channel.
Yeah, but I mean, that's already a crippled Netherlands, though. Like, you already took the trade ports down here. It's not a... Usually when Netherlands and England play together, you have a situation where Netherlands controls all this, and then France has these two, taking it out of the equation, and then
Yeah.
England has the disadvantage. But I feel like England very much has an advantage here over anything that...
Yeah,
Holland
they
do.
do. Just having Bruges.
I mean, it's
gives
just
them the
two
advantage.
centers of trade, basically, for Holland. And two rivers.
So it's possible England keeps around. I don't think they will, but it is possible.
Yeah.
I also exploration could also be a pro because you have a running away strat.
Yeah. That's...
open and available to you.
Yeah, and also you can just say England, hey, if you're going to kill me, could you please just wait until I went somewhere else, not out of the game.
Yeah. They are taking more land in the HRE. There's no way they can take all that land in the HRE right now, I think.
I mean, they
I don't think we've...
didn't expand it all right now.
they're still under the PU.
Yeah, let's check. Yeah, I mean, there was no expansion done here, so I think like 2 or 3 provinces, two provinces, depending on what you want to take.
They can take a couple. We've not quite reached the point of multiplayer blobbing. AE doesn't matter yet.
Yeah, I mean, what provinces would you want to take here?
As many as possible. None of them are trade centers, are they?
Don't think they are. No.
Probably want to. I want to avoid the strait. I just go up through Utrecht and Galway and take as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to see if you could secure any more expansion opportunities here, but like that's already part of Cologne. So, yeah, just take whatever you can. The best province is the most dev you can get without getting into a coalition.
Yeah.
Oh, also loans though. Probably also fought hard against England.
I mean, it has to have been a death war, right?
Yeah. I mean, looking at Burgundy and Holland, that's pretty sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of Cologne,